Okay, picture this. A whole continent, like twice the size of Australia, just buried under miles of ice. Antarctica.
Yeah, usually we hear about it as this pristine scientific place, protected by that big treaty from 1959.
Exactly. But what if there's more? You see these hints, right? Satellite photos, some declassified papers, even people claiming to have seen things.
Whistleblowers, yeah. It suggests something, well, huge might be hidden down there, something they really don't want us to know about.
It's definitely a compelling thought, isn't it? The official story and these other breadcrumbs, they don't quite line up sometimes.
Not at all. It creates this real sense of mystery.
And that's what we're doing in this deep dive. We're going to try and peel back those icy layers, look at the different sources,
Scientific papers, yeah, but also those declassified reports, the stories.
to figure out what might actually be going on in Antarctica. We'll
Ah.
touch on its ancient past, which is wild in itself.
Yeah.
Hints of military stuff, modern mysteries.
And we'll try to balance it, right? The scientific explanations alongside these, let's say, more intriguing theories.
Get ready, because you're going to hear some fascinating stuff. I mean, from Antarctica being a rainforest
Hard to even imagine.
to stories about secret bases, weird signals. It's like exploring another world, but, right here on Earth. Challenges what you think you know.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's start with that ancient past. The idea that Antarctica wasn't always this, frozen desert.
It's almost hard to grasp looking at it now, but the evidence is there.
What kind of evidence are we talking about?
Well, there's fossil evidence found fairly recently showing that maybe 34 million years ago, Antarctica actually had rainforests.
Yeah.
Like proper lush forests.
Rainforests, seriously.
Yeah, it tells us the climate was temperate back then. This was way before humans, obviously. But it just completely changes how you think about the continent's deep history.
It really does. It makes you wonder what else is buried from that time.
Exactly. And that connects to things like old maps. Have you heard of the Piri-Reis map?
Vaguely, yeah. That's the one from, the 1500s?
1513. And the weird thing is, it seems to show the coast of Antarctica, but without the ice.
Without the ice, how is that even possible?
Well, that's the mystery. A historian, Charles Hapgood, found it super intriguing. He even floated the idea that maybe, just maybe, some ancient lost civilization mapped it before the ice covered everything.
Wow. Okay, that sounds like something out of a movie.
It does. But then you fast forward to today, and you get these modern things that kind of echo that strangeness, like people looking at Google Earth and spotting these shapes in the Ellsworth Mountains. They look remarkably like pyramids.
These pyramids.
In Antarctica.
Yeah. Now, geologists mostly say, look, these are natural. They call them glacial horns, basically sharp peaks carved by glaciers moving past on multiple sides.
Okay, that sounds plausible. Natural erosion. It does. But others look at the symmetry, the apparent alignment, and they argue it doesn't quite fit natural patterns. There was even a note in a journal, supposedly from 2025, saying their alignment is kind of weird for just erosion, so the debate keeps going.
So you've got ancient rainforests, this maybe impossible map, and now potential pyramids. It does make you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What else could be under all that ice? Are we just seeing the tip of the iceberg, literally?
It certainly poses the question.
Okay, so that's the ancient angle.
Yeah.
But things get maybe even stranger after World War II, when suddenly the military got very interested in Antarctica.
Yeah, this is a big shift. Operation High Jump, 1946. The U.S. Navy sends this huge force down there, like 5,000 people, ships, aircraft.
What were they officially doing?
Ostensibly mapping, training in cold weather, asserting U.S. presence. But it was supposed to be a long expedition, months long.
And it wasn't.
Nope. They pulled out after just 2 months. Very suddenly. The official line involved mysterious incidents or challenging conditions, but the speed of the withdrawal, it definitely raised questions.
Mysterious incidents. That sounds ominous.
It does. And it ties into these persistent rumors that just won't die down. You hear about Admiral Byrd, the leader of the expedition.
Right, there are those alleged diary entries.
Yeah.
Talking about flying saucers and a hidden green land.
Exactly. Officially, they're dismissed, called fakes. But those stories persist. Alongside, whispers of a secret Nazi base, Base 211, that was supposedly established during the war.
Nazi bases and flying saucers. It does sound pretty wild, like Conspiracy Theory 101.
It does lean that way. But then you have the Antarctic Treaty itself from 1959. It sets the continent aside for peace and science.
Which sounds good on the surface.
Right. But it also created these restricted zones, areas where access is really limited. And that feeds the speculation. Is the treaty really just about peace? Or is it partly a cover for, military control or hiding something?
There was that mention of a declassified review confirming weather research, but also sealed records.
Yes, exactly. That kind of thing just highlights the tension, the official story versus these lingering questions and theories.
Okay, so fast forward again. What about more recent mysteries? We hear about cutting-edge science down there, but also these whistleblower claims.
It gets really interesting now. Take the ice cube neutrino detector. It's this massive scientific instrument buried deep in the ice at the South Pole.
What's its official purpose?
It's presented as a cosmic observatory. It's looking for tiny particles called neutrinos that come from space, from supernovas, black holes, that sort of thing. Helps us understand the universe.
Okay, sounds straightforward enough. High-level physics.
But then you get someone like Eric Hecker, a whistleblower. Though his claims aren't verified, he alleges that IceCube isn't just looking for neutrinos.
What does he claim it's doing?
He claims it's actually masking directed energy weapons, maybe even picking up alien signals. Really out there stuff.
Wow. Okay, that's a huge leap from astrophysics. Is there any pushback on that?
Oh, definitely. Scientific publications have strongly rebutted it, reaffirming IceCube's mission is purely astrophysics. But the claims themselves, verified or not, add another layer of intrigue, don't they?
They absolutely do. It's a stark contrast. And are there other modern anomalies?
Well, there have been reports of weird satellite readings, unexplained heat signatures, for instance, noted by NASA, according to some sources. Combine that with the restricted zones we mentioned.
It just adds fuel to the fire.
Exactly. You have this mix of verifiable, cutting-edge science right next door to these, well, wild speculations. It does make you wonder if something significant, maybe ancient, is being guarded.
Let's go even deeper then, literally.
Okay.
What about the geology? What do things like ice cores tell us?
Ice cores are amazing, like time capsules. And some studies, like one mentioned in Geophysical Research Letters, reported finding unusual mineral deposits deep down, maybe 1.5 miles under the ice.
Unusual.
Composition sort of suggested metallic structures. Now, the official conclusion was these were likely natural geological formations. But again,
It sparked debate.
it definitely did. What else could be down there?
And what about those lakes under the ice? Lake Vostok is a famous one, right?
Yes, huge subglacial lakes, totally cut off from the surface world for potentially millions of years. They've found microbial life in Vostok, unique stuff.
Just microbes.
So far, yes. But the speculation runs wild. Could these isolated environments hold more advanced organisms? Or, as some theories go, even preserved ancient technology? National Geographic touched on this kind of speculation.
Technology. Wow. That's a big thought. Preserved under the ice for millennia.
It's mind-bending. But these geological and subglacial findings, whether interpreted conventionally or speculatively, keep the debate going about what's really under all that ice.
So we have all these theories, these hints, these claims of secrecy. How does the official scientific community respond? And how does the whole secrecy aspect play out?
Well, the secrecy, or perhaps just control, is undeniable in a way. Access is tightly controlled by that Antarctic treaty. Only about 30 nations have research stations.
Huge parts are off limits, right?
Yeah, something like 16% of the entire continent is designated as specially protected or managed areas, basically off limits to most activity. That's according to the treaty secretariat itself. This naturally makes people ask why.
And does actual evidence of suppressed information exist?
Well, you find things like those old declassified CIA files that apparently mention UFO sightings in the 60s, though they were later retracted or explained away. And whistleblower networks sometimes report things like suppressed seismic data.
Which just makes the conspiracy theories seem more plausible to some people.
It absolutely amplifies them. When information is tightly controlled or perceived as hidden, people tend to fill in the blanks, often with the most dramatic explanations.
Okay, so what's the counter-argument from mainstream science? How do they explain these anomalies?
They have pretty solid explanations for most of it, those pyramid peaks. Glacial erosion, pure and simple, according to bodies like the British Antarctic Survey. They argue the shapes are striking but entirely natural results of ice-carving rock.
An ice cube.
Its purpose is very clearly defined and publicly documented, detecting neutrinos for astrophysics. The data is shared internationally among scientists. The weapon claims are seen as completely unfounded.
What about Operation High Jump?
The scientific and historical consensus is that it was about mapping, testing equipment and personnel in extreme cold and geopolitical posturing after the war, not about fighting hidden Nazis or UFOs.
So basically, misinterpretations and jumping to conclusions.
That's the argument. There was even a Nature editorial mention that basically called the conspiracy narratives misread data. From that perspective, Antarctica isn't hiding secrets. It's a natural marvel that we're still trying to understand, and sometimes people misinterpret the complexities.
Okay, so wrapping this up, we're left with these two kind of parallel realities, aren't we?
Absolutely. On one side, you have the established facts. Antarctica was warm millions of years ago. It does have weirdly geometric-looking natural formations. It did have significant military activity after WWII. These things aren't really disputed.
Right. And then on the other side, you have how people interpret those facts.
Exactly. Mainstream science sees incredible geology, a unique climate record, a frontier for discovery, natural wonder.
But others look at the same information, the maps, the peaks, the sudden withdrawal, the restricted zones, and they see evidence of something else. A hidden civilization, maybe alien contact, advanced tech, a massive cover-up.
Something deliberately kept secret. It seems the real deep dive is maybe less about the ice itself and more about how we, as humans, interpret the unknown, our biases, our desire for answers, or maybe just for a really good story.
So the evidence is out there. Is it all just a fascinating series of coincidences and misinterpretations? Or do these threads actually point towards one of the world's biggest secrets hidden beneath the ice?
As of today, July 16th, 2025, that's still the core question, isn't it?
It is. And ultimately, the call is yours.
You have to decide what makes sense to you.
Absolutely. And hey, if you found this deep dive as fascinating as we did, you should definitely check out Mind Expansion Daily. We explore incredible topics like this all the time.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you like and subscribe to Mind Expansion Daily. Keep that curiosity going.
And we really want to hear from you. What's your take after hearing all this? Do you land more on the side of mainstream science, or do you think there's something truly mysterious hidden down there? Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think is really in Antarctica. Your perspective absolutely matters here.